Join me right now on Kumite TV is the URCC Featherweight Champion, Mark Striegl. What's going on, Mark?
What's up, brother? Doing good, man. Thanks for having me. Just finished doing Coach George Castro sprint workout here in Manila at Shangri-La. Legs are fried, man. Working hard for my next fight, April 27th at Cove Okada in Manila.
Definitely. Before we get into all the the training and the fight that's coming up, I wanted to ask you about a guy that's pretty close to you. His name is AJ Pyro. He recently won the Predator Fight Series welterweight belt. The guy has been through so much in the past year. How much of an inspiration is he for you?
Oh, absolutely, man. Well, AJ and I go way back. You know, AJ's a brother, a coach, a mentor to me, training partner, of course. And to see what he's doing at his age, I think he's 44, 45. He's up there, man. And to see what he's doing, and to just win the Predator Series title at his age, and with I don't want to get into his injuries and let people know about his injuries, but of course, at that age and after doing rugby and MMA at such a late age too, he's got so many injuries, and for him to just keep going with all those injuries and then to win a title this late in his fight career, definitely a huge inspiration for me. And, it felt so good to corner him on that night and for him to get the win, man. Super, super happy and proud of him.
I seen that he was in your corner when you won the title, recently. Is he going to be in your corner again?
Yes, he'll be in my corner again. He was there when I won the title against Do-Gyum Lee last September, and he'll be there again for my next fight this month, end of this month, yeah.
Yeah, definitely a great guy to have in your corner, man. A great story. I would love to have him on, in the future. Maybe you could hit that up.
Oh, absolutely. No, I'll set that up, Beto. He's a great guy. He's got so much knowledge. I mean, he fights. The Predator Fight Series. He went up 2 weight classes for that. Crazy guy. He went up to welterweight for that. But his normal fight weight is 145 featherweight, which is why we've made such great training partners in the past. And from 145, 145. That's 66 kilos. He used to be a rugby player, a Malaysian national rugby player at 90 kilos, 90 plus kilos. And then after playing rugby, he went down, he got into MMA, and then he started competing at 66, So this is a guy that, and he was a school teacher and a heavy metal rocker before that. So, this guy has done so many things, man. He's got so many great stories and such a great guy and an inspiration to be around for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. Now, URCC, they recently announced that they will broadcast on ESPN in the Philippines. How big of a deal is that for you, the fighters, and the promotion?
Oh, absolutely. This is a huge signing. This is something I'm really excited about. The signing was, I think, 2 weeks ago, and it's great, man. It's on national TV here, so it's huge, and it just means more exposure for the URCC, more exposure for Philippine MMA, and all the fighters in the URCC who are working really hard. So it's great.
You appeared on SportsCenter Philippines. Was that your first time?
Yeah, that was my first time, actually. Yeah, that was my first time. That was cool, man, to be on the SportsCenter with that crazy couch setup. And it never felt anything like that. It was a really cool get up and felt really official, I guess. Yeah, it was cool.
All right, let's talk about your upcoming title defense at URCC 77. You're taking on Shunichi Shimizu. Was he the first choice, or were there other names, being discussed?
He was actually he was the guy they gave me. And I accepted the fight, and here we are.
He's a UFC vet. He has more than 60 fights. What are your thoughts on him as a title challenger?
Yeah, as you said, I don't think I've fought anybody with as many fights as him. Even when I fought Harris Sarmiento back in the day, I don't think Sarmiento had as many fights. Maybe Sarmiento had like 40 or 50, but Shimizu's like 60 plus. So definitely he's got that experience thing. And he's a grizzly, tough veteran guy. You know, he's always in it. Even in the fights that he's lost, you know, he's still trying to win. So yeah, he has the experience. He has the experience in this fight. But I think you know, the power of youth, that's my advantage. And I think that I'll be a little too much for him. I think my pressure is going to be too much, and I think I'm going to overwhelm him.
You recently turned 30 years old last year.
Yeah.
What changes have you made as you get older to extend your career and stay sharp?
Yeah, well, definitely smart training is a must, you know. MMA is a relatively young sport, and you know, intelligent, scientific, the right kind of training, knowing when to go hard, knowing when to pull back. That's so important. Diet is a huge thing, though. I realized when I hit 30 or near 30 even, that I can't eat like I used to when I was young, you know. I used to just like, oh, I need a whole like rotisserie roasted chicken from Undox over here, which is like a chicken chain. And I'd be like, oh, it's just protein. It's okay. It's like Atkins, you know. But if I do that, you know, now I'm like, it like messes me up for like a day or two. You know, I'm like, it just sits in my stomach, like all this protein, you know, whole roasted chicken. Like, I don't need that. I need veggies. I need fruits. I need a balanced diet. So even with this camp, you know, even from this camp, I've learned a lot, and there are changes I've made in this camp in particular. I started doing this alkaline diet, where I'm eating a lot more green leafy vegetables and less acidic diet. I was reading the Tom Brady book, where he talks about, you know, how I think he's 40 years old, and he's able to still compete at such a high level as a quarterback for the NFL. And he credits a lot of that to his diet, his alkaline diet. And so that's something I'm trying. And yeah, clean diet, good sleeping, and smart training. You know, it's a young man's game, and I still have a lot of time left in the sport. But definitely, cleaning up my diet is probably the biggest thing.
It seems like, you know, everything is coming together for you. Is it safe to say that you are in your prime right now? Like, you are the most difficult to beat? You're the most difficult Mark to beat right now?
Yeah, I think so. I feel that you know, I still feel the best is yet to come. You know, I feel like right now I'm really coming into my own. I'm getting great training with Coach George Castro. Alliance MMA Philippines is going to be here in like, I think like 60 days, around 60 days in Quezon City. It's going to be a big deal, and I'll be training there too. So, yeah, I feel great, man. And I'm just, I'm excited for this next fight and excited for the rest of the year. Try to get 1-2 more fights in after this next one.
Alliance MMA Philippines, are you spearheading that project? Are you part of that?
Oh, I'm part of the team. That's Coach Castro and Brandon Vera's baby. But yeah, I'm definitely part of that, part of the team, and happy to be part of it.
Let's talk about your training camp. You mentioned Coach George Castro. How, you know, you seem to have everything structured around you. How do you structure your camp? You know, weekly? Is it daily? You know, do you do it yourself? Do you have him do it? What's the protocol?
Yeah, I work with Coach Castro. We set things up. You know, really, I feel you can't. I feel like in MMA, I think every week has to kind of be flexible. You can set things up at the start of the week and have like a general layout for the rest of the week, but you know, things have to be a little flexible. You know, because things happen. You know, you might get like some bumps and bruises. You know, some injuries that you got to work around, or some things maybe aren't clicking the right way, and you need to focus a little more on those particular aspects. In MMA, there's so many things to work on, right? So I feel every week you have to be a little flexible. But yes, together with Coach Castro, we build our training camp and take it 1 week at a time.
Other than Coach Castro, who are the other coaches that you have, you know, sharpening your skill set?
I work with a lot of the guys at Round One. It's a new MMA gym here in Quezon City. So I do my sparring, my grappling, and my wrestling with those guys over there. Jerry Legaspi, Neil, a few other guys that I work with, and with Coach George overseeing my sparring and things, and of course strength and conditioning with Coach Castro, and it's been great, man. Everything's firing on time. My weight's down, which is great, and ready to rock.
Recently, you were also at a press conference to promote your fight. You're sitting next to all the other champions. Has chasing another belt in a different weight class crossed your mind with all these champs running around?
Yeah, it's funny, man. Champ, the what Conor McGregor coined, right? That term, champ, and now everyone wants to be champ. No, definitely, man. A second title is something that's exciting, and I think every fighter wants more titles. Yeah, I've thought about it. Maybe at 135. 35. It's a bit of a cut for me, but I've done it before. I fought like 4 times at 135, and I feel good. To be honest, I feel like 35 is my most competitive and my best weight. But it just takes more discipline and diet and clean eating. But it's something I've thought about. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, definitely. I love to see fighters go after something that most people would not go after, which is dropping down in weight. Most people, they want to go up in weight, right?
That's true. That's true. Yeah. No, I just What's funny? I thought of the TJ Dillashaw thing where he got so dehydrated bad, he looked bad at 125. So who knows what that was from? I feel you just gotta cut the right way, diet properly, and do it step by step and really plan it months in advance if you're gonna do it. Yeah.
You're a professional athlete. You do some modeling. What else do you have on your plate moving forward? Any movies, TV dramas? I know you got your face out there.
Yeah, I got some projects in the work after this fight. I got some projects doing some stuff. Pretty excited about. Don't want to jinx it or say it yet, but got this one big project that I'm excited about closing and finishing after this fight. So I'll be putting my attention on that. But man, right now just full focus on this fight. Can't get too distracted right in this fight game, man, just focus on the fight, and then when this fight happens, I'll be eating some good food and working on the next project, next fight, next thing. Yeah.
Speaking of getting distracted, you got Conor McGregor out there. Have you been watching this? Have you been seeing the back and forth he's been having with Khabib?
Oh, yeah, I saw that your wife's a towel or something.
Yeah.
Oh, man, so disrespectful. That's so bad. Like, to be, that's just so, insensitive, for the guy's religion and just, it's just bad, man. Just, but that's Conor, right? But, I feel like he's been taking things too far these days, and, he should just fight already, He's just talking now. He should just step back in there and fight. Yeah.
Do you think he will ever fight? Because he does have a lot of money.
Yeah, well, that's what Dana White was saying, and I don't know, man. It's crazy. Like, after you've made that much money, I mean, how much money did he make for the Floyd Mayweather fights?
$100 million.
Jeez, man. Well, I don't know. He lives a pretty lavish lifestyle too, right? So, like, I mean, who knows how much of that he has left, And for sure, he has new endorsements and new deals and everything. But I'm sure he burns through a lot of cash, like Floyd Mayweather, right? Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, if you have that much money to go through, a full training camp and diet, and I mean, this sport's no joke, man. It's a serious grind, and to make that much money, if he still has a lot in savings and stuff and has his investments and stuff, I mean, Dana White's right. You know, he should just retire. Why not? You know, he's done. He had an amazing career. So, you know, but you know, there's also that itch as a fighter to always come back and, you know, have one more. You know, and also when you can be potentially earning that much, you know, I mean, why wouldn't you? So, I mean, we'll see. Only McGregor knows, and yeah, he's a wild guy. So.
Yeah, if he never comes back, he will actually be known as the toughest keyboard warrior to ever live on the face of the planet, I believe.
Oh yeah. If he never comes back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He never
oh
comes
yeah,
back.
yeah. If he never comes back, I know he's like the ultimate Twitter guy right now. He's been talking so much, but yeah, crazy guy, super entertaining, man, super entertaining, you know. But for sure, he's been crossing too many lines lately, you know, and you don't want to mess with Russians, man, you know. You know, if I were him, man, I wouldn't be messing with the Russians, you know. They're talking like that, you know. Yeah, they take it personally, man, as they should, you know.
All right, one last thing before I let you go. You know, you've lived all around the world. You've been exposed to many different cultures, many different types of music. What is on your playlist right now? What artists do you enjoy listening to kind of get you hyped up in, you know, in the gym, or to get you prepared mentally for the fight, stuff like that?
Man, I listen to everything. I remember a long time ago, Boss Rutan was talking about that, where he had his playlist, and he said that I think it was a psychologist or somebody saw his playlist and was like, "You're a psychopath," because, you know, there's so many different kinds of music. I think if I had my playlist checked, they'd probably say the same thing about me, you know, because I have everything from like classical to like I don't know, like classical to like Daft Punk, and to like random 90s music, and then to, you know, hip hop from today. So I listen to everything. Really depends on my mood. But one thing that, yeah, I don't like music from this generation, to be honest. I'm stuck in the 90s still. I feel like I'm still stuck in the 90s, listening to 90s music, which I feel is, you know, it's like the best. These days I've been listening to a lot of Daft Punk. I was listening to Daft Punk earlier during my interval sprint workout. And yeah, Daft Punk's good. So been jamming to that.
All right, man. April 27th, Manila, yep. URCC 77 Raw Fury co-main event. You're defending your title. It's always a pleasure talking to you, Mark, man. It's always good to see you.
Thanks, brother.
Thanks for your time, man.
You too. Thank you, brother. Thanks for having me. Thanks, guys. God bless, man.